You know, I love finding out, well, all of our histories around the world. It doesn't matter where we're from, history is literally everywhere. And this particular home here, which is now an exclusive members club called the In and Out Club, was the former home of an American lady that really, well, changed all aspects of politics over here in the United Kingdom, because she was the very first lady to be inducted into Parliament, way ahead, long before anybody else broke the glass ceiling, as they say. We're talking, of course, about the beautiful, very powerful Nancy Astor. Let me explain. When we think of great political leaders, we, of course, instantly, particularly of our generation, think of the likes of Margaret Thatcher. No two ways about it, the Iron Lady. But long before her, on the 1st of December in 1919, led by Lloyd George and Arthur Balfour, Nancy Astor took her seat in the Houses of Parliament and created an absolute sensation, as you can imagine. Now, what she really wanted to do was literally change the world. Very powerful, lots of energy, and really kind of ruffled a lot of feathers. You know, when people talk about people being difficult, you could say that Nancy was difficult herself. But the reason being, of course, is that she'd already had one marriage, and this new marriage was going to give her the direction that she hoped would really take her. Nancy had entered the spotlight of the British aristocracy. Her American glamour and quick wit proved to be a big hit amongst the higher echelons of society. She was not short of admirers. However, her interest turned only to Waldolph Astor, a prominent figure whose father was Viscount Astor and owner of an international newspaper. They bonded over their shared heritage in America, their similar attitudes, and before long, their interests aligned and they married 6 months later. As a wedding gift to his son and new daughter-in-law, William Waldolph Astor presented them with the now infamous Cliveden, an exquisite estate located on the Thames, as a wedding gift. The fairy tale was complete. The Astors went on to have 5 children. Interesting though is that, of course, Nancy Astor was very powerful, very pushy. She continued to serve as an MP right and through until the end of the war in 1945. But the reason she didn't really want to step down, but you know, her attitudes, the change was really there. It was a whole new era. People thought differently after the Second World War, and she was definitely a woman of another few decades. So she went off to be something of a recluse, living at Cliveden. If you know about that name, that's all because, of course, a few years later, in the early swinging 60s, that became the residence that literally featured around the world as the home of the Profumo scandal for the Conservatives. John Profumo and Christine Keeler. I told you previously how I'd actually met Christine Keeler, an amazing woman, an amazing story, but that's from another time. This particular blue plaque was actually unveiled by another lady who literally shaped our wonderful United Kingdom, Great Britain. None other than the Right Honourable, first ever female British Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher. She jumped at the chance to literally recognise a woman who had gone before her and broken all so many barriers. Some people could say equally that Margaret Thatcher did the same thing. This is literally a stone's throw from Green Park, and it's situated in the only square in the very heart of Mayfair. What's nice about this now, though, on a serious note, is that it's an exclusive members club, very exclusive, and you're not allowed in unless you are a member. But the wafting of this wonderful food makes you feel a bit like Oliver Twist with your nose at the door. Please, sir, can I have some more? That could be said, of course, of the American socialite that literally changed British politics, Nancy Astor. Well worth coming here to pay your respects. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.